The markets continued higher today, but more importantly, when we saw the doji and the Dow right at the resistance level on Friday, the simple doji rule told us if the markets opened positive today, they were going to trade positive. The Dow closed up 100 points at an all-time high. Although it closed near the lower end of the trading range, it still did not show any signs of selling concessions. It's still trading above the 3T line. You also add the analysis that the NASDAQ, also doing a spinning top type day on Friday, when it gapped up, it was gapping up into new territory, indicating that there was no more resistance level here, that we were possibly in a wave 1, a wave 2 J-hook pattern going into wave 3. If we're going into wave 3, especially with a gap up through the resistance level, there's a good probability that wave 3 could be the same magnitude as wave 1. That analysis is very important when using candlestick analysis, because where other people might be saying, oh, we're at all-time highs, it's time to start taking profits, the candlestick investor is still trading aggressively to the upside because they can expect that wave 3 and wave 1 being the same magnitude indicates there's still going to be a lot more upside potential. Same scenario applied to the S&P 500, a doji gap up. Remember, when they're gapping up into new territory, especially off a candlestick signal, that tells you there's still a lot of bullish sentiment around. Same scenario for the S&P 500. The prospects of having a wave 1, wave 2, going into wave 3 J-hook pattern. Also, when you start witnessing the bellwether stocks like Apple, one that everybody's watching, doing kind of a fry pan bottom, when it gapped up twice and came back up above the T-line, that was a good indication that the consolidation was over. The upside move was in progress, and you can see how you have kind of a fry pan bottom setup that became more compelling as a strength signal when it went through this level right here, breaking out into new territory, indicating that this might be your next likely target. Now that does two things. First of all, it makes for a very good option trade setup. And two, if the biggies like Apple and Nvidia and all the big names are trading positive, that's a good indication there's not yet any bearish investor sentiment coming into the markets. Our recommendation, an SYNA, SINA, was also based upon that fry pan bottom breakout on Friday. And look at the logic of investor sentiment. If you could see a pattern setting up, you had a strong buy signal with a Morningstar signal right here at the T-line, starting your uptrend, and then they gap it up and they go right through the resistance level, that probably tells you that there isn't any concern about that resistance level anymore, that this pattern breakout is probably producing the same prospects of an upside potential as what we saw in wave 1 before the consolidation started. This allows a candlestick investor to constantly cultivate positions to where their portfolios are in very strong price moves. Knowing the simple rules of candlestick signals, like the doji rule, we can see how Nvidia has broken out, doji, if it opens positive. Remember, the doji rule is that they're usually going to trade in the direction how they open it after a doji. That means you probably have a good prospect of a trend move coming up into this area, which allows the candlestick investor to apply option trades with a high degree of probability. That'll be it. There should be a lot more up move in this market based upon wave 3 of a J-hook pattern. So with that, we'll see you in the chat rooms.